In a small village surrounded by golden fields and quiet mountains, there lived a wealthy and respected man named Harith. He was known by everyone as a successful leader. He owned large farms, many animals, and beautiful houses. People came to him for advice because he appeared wise and generous. But behind his smile was a heart slowly becoming filled with greed. Harith loved wealth more than anything. Every coin he collected made him want more. He believed that power belonged only to those who had money, and he began to forget the most important truth. Everything in this world belongs to Allah, and every person will be questioned about what they do with what Allah gives them. In the same village lived a young orphan boy named Yusuf. Yusuf was only 10 years old when his father passed away. His father had been a hard-working farmer who owned a small piece of land, a few animals, and some savings. Before his death, Yusuf's father told the village elders, "Take care of my son. Protect his rights until he grows old enough to manage his own affairs." The elders promised they would protect the boy. Among those elders was Harith. At first, Harith treated Yusuf kindly. He brought him food and spoke gentle words. The villagers praised him. "Look at Harith," they said. "He is helping the poor orphan. Allah will reward him." But only Allah knew what was hidden in his heart. One night, Harith looked at the documents of Yusuf's father's property. He saw the land, the animals, and the savings left for the boy. A dangerous thought entered his mind. Yusuf is just a child. He knows nothing about business or property. Why should all this wealth remain unused? I can manage it for him. At first, he convinced himself that he was only helping. But greed slowly changed his intention. Days turned into months, and months turned into years. Harith started using Yusuf's land for himself. He sold the boy's animals and kept the money. He used the farm's profits to increase his own wealth. Whenever someone asked about Yusuf's property, Harith would smile and say, "Do not worry, I am taking care of everything. The boy is like my own son." The villagers believed him. Yusuf grew older, but he remained poor. He wore old clothes and worked for others just to survive. One day, Yusuf gathered courage and went to Harith. "Uncle Harith," he said politely, "my father left me some land and savings. I am old enough now. Can you please show me what remains?" Harith looked at him coldly. "Your father's wealth? You must have misunderstood," he replied. Yusuf became surprised. "What do you mean?" Harith leaned back and said, "Your father had debts. Everything was used to pay them. There is nothing left." Yusuf's eyes filled with tears. "But my father worked all his life. He always told me he left something for me." Harith became angry. "Are you accusing me of lying?" Yusuf lowered his head. "No, uncle. I only wanted to know the truth." Harith pointed toward the door. "Leave now. Be grateful that I helped you when nobody else did." The young orphan walked away with a broken heart. That night, Yusuf sat alone under the sky and cried. He looked up and whispered, "O Allah, you know the truth. I have no power, but you have all power. I leave my matter with you." The stars shined above him, and the village slept. But the one who created the stars never sleeps. Years passed. Harith became richer than ever. His farms expanded. His houses became bigger. People admired his success. But something strange happened. Even with all his wealth, Harith was never satisfied. The more he gained, the more he feared losing it. He locked his treasures behind strong doors. He counted his money every night. He trusted nobody. His heart became restless. Meanwhile, Yusuf became a humble and honest young man. He worked hard and earned a living honestly. Although he had lost his inheritance, he never allowed anger to poison his heart. People in the village began to respect Yusuf. They noticed something different about him. He was patient, he was kind, and he always remembered Allah. One day, a traveling merchant came to the village. He was searching for old records related to land ownership. By chance, he found documents from many years ago. Among those papers was the original record of Yusuf's father's property. The merchant studied it carefully. Then his face changed. "This cannot be true," he said. He immediately went to the village elders. "I found proof that Yusuf's father left a large inheritance. According to these records, this land and wealth belonged to Yusuf." The elders were shocked. The news spread quickly. The villagers started asking questions. How did Harith manage Yusuf's property? Where did the money go? Soon, everyone realized what had happened. The truth that had been hidden for years began to appear. The elders called Harith. He arrived confidently, believing he could control the situation like before. But this time he saw the documents. His face became pale. The elder said, "Harith, these records show that Yusuf's father left him wealth. Explain where it is." Harith became nervous. I managed it for him." The elder asked. "Then where is it?" Harith had no answer. The villagers looked at him with disappointment. The man who once appeared generous was now exposed. That night, Harith sat alone inside his huge house. The walls were decorated with gold. The rooms were filled with expensive things. But he felt like the poorest man alive. For the first time, he understood something. He had gained wealth but lost peace. He remembered Yusuf's tears. He remembered the innocent boy standing at his door. He remembered every lie he told. Fear entered his heart. He realized, "I thought nobody saw me, but Allah saw every moment." The next morning, Harith went searching for Yusuf. He found him working in a field. "Yusuf," Harith said quietly. The young man turned around. Harith looked different. His pride was gone. "I wronged you," he said. Yusuf remained silent. "I took what belonged to you. I lied to you. I thought because you were young and alone, nobody would defend you." His voice became weak. "But I forgot that Allah is the greatest protector." Yusuf looked at him. "Why are you telling me this now?" Harith lowered his head. "Because I finally understand my mistake." Yusuf replied, "Your mistake hurt me, but Allah taught me patience. I prayed for justice, not revenge." Harith was surprised. After everything he had done, Yusuf still spoke with kindness. Yusuf continued, "Return what belongs to me. Seek forgiveness from Allah. Wealth does not last forever." Those words touched Harith's heart. He spent the following days calculating everything he had taken. He sold some of his own possessions and returned Yusuf's rights. The villagers watched as the powerful man who once took from an orphan was forced to admit his wrong. But the greatest change happened inside Harith. He stopped chasing wealth. He began helping the poor. He supported orphans. Whenever someone praised him, he would say, "Do not praise me. I once thought wealth made me powerful, but I learned that true honor comes from obeying Allah." Many years later, Yusuf became a respected man in the village. People remembered his story. They remembered the orphan who lost everything but never lost faith. They remembered the wealthy man who thought he could hide his injustice. And they remembered the lesson. A person may hide their actions from people, but nothing is hidden from Allah. The wealth we collect, the power we gain, and the things we own are all temporary. But justice, honesty, and kindness remain. An orphan's tears may be unseen by the world, but they are never unseen by Allah. Because Allah does not forget the oppressed, and He never ignores injustice.